Hey podcaster, I'm Tim Wahlberg, your podcast performance coach, with another actionable tip so you can sound like a pro and gain more podcast fans. Today's tip is wear headphones when you podcast. I know this sounds so elementary, but this is non-negotiable. Plug them in and put them on. It doesn't matter if you have guests for your podcast or if you're on your own. Headphones aren't just cool, they're rad and awesome. First, when you plug them in, they mute your speakers, so no more looping audio or feedback like that karaoke night. Remember that one? Sweet Caroline. Second, you'll be able to hear your guest much better. Now that your cans are plugged in, crank them up, but not too loud. Know your limits, but you want to have them loud enough that you can hear everything. Cans, by the way, is a radio term for headphones. And there's a few ideas as to where that term came from. Think of the old soup cans you had with the string stretched out, the original walkie-talkie. God, am I old. I actually did that as a kid. Am I that old? Jeez. Another theory is from actual canning, like canning fruits and vegetables. You know, the whole vacuum process, that airtight environment. Or maybe it came from the first design of the original headphones, looking like a couple of tuna cans on your ears. Either way, by cranking up your headphones, you'll be able to hear all sorts of things in your environment when you're recording. Background noises, computer hums, appliances, traffic, the neighbors fighting, dogs barking. I'm no different. I record in my bedroom office. You might be in your kitchen. Hit record and then listen. Start eliminating some of those unwanted noises. Another reason to plug in, as I mentioned, is hearing your guest better. If you can't understand your guest, neither will your listener. Sometimes you have just a really bad connection. One trick is to just hang up and reconnect with your guest. Beyond that, is their environment too hollow? Are they too far away from their mic? Is their TV on? Is their window open? Does their chair squeak? Are they wearing loud jewelry? One guest I had on an old podcast, I heard this for about 2 minutes. Oh, sorry about that. That's my dog. Their huge dog was right beside them during the interview. Get out of here. Go. Come on. Get out. Get out of here. Come on. So when something like that happens, or you hear something you don't love, don't be afraid to have them make a few adjustments. Tell them you really want your listener to hear everything that they have to say. They won't mind. I've got a video about why you should wear headphones on my website. Just go to episode 9 on my podcast page, and it's at the bottom below the show notes. But I think the most important reason to wear headphones is to hear yourself. You'll better be able to hear what you sound like. This will affect your performance, what you say and how you say it. Are your S's too sharp? Are you popping your P's? Are you smiling? Are you enunciating and speaking clearly? But you got to be careful with this. Don't become a narcissist and fall in love with your own voice. Some people focus too much on their own voice and stop hearing what's being said, and they lose track of the conversation. So find that comfortable volume that works for you. And speaking of comfort, let's talk about your headphones. You've got a decent mic, now get decent headphones and make sure that they're comfortable. You might be wearing them for up to an hour. You don't need to spend a lot of money. You want good, balanced sound, not too bassy and not too much sparkle on the high end. After that, it's all about comfort. You don't want them pinching too tight, and you don't want to be sweating either. You can get a really decent, comfortable pair of headphones, perfect for podcasting, for around $100. Something else you might want to experiment with is having one ear on and one ear off. That way, you don't get too deep into your head because you can still hear your real voice through one ear. Play around with it, try it, maybe half an ear, whatever works for you. I don't recommend earbuds when podcasting. You really won't be able to hear all the things you want to, and it doesn't cancel out all the distractions. As for me, I feel an instant sense of performance when I put a pair of headphones on. Real headphones, ones that you actually put on with your hands and not your fingertips. It gets me in the mood instantly, and you get a little swagger on because you got your big cans on, right? But if earbuds are all that you have, wear them. They are better than nothing. So crank up those cans, clean up your recording environment, and you'll sound more like a pro and look like one too. And I hope that's just the tip you need. By the way, if you crank up those cans and you realize you don't like what you hear, I can help with that. I offer critique and coaching packages that I guarantee will get you sounding better. I'll listen to your podcast, send you a 40-point report card, and then we'll jump on a coaching call and we can work out all of your podcast kinks. All the details are on my website, podcastperformancecoach.com. I'm Tim Wahlberg. See ya!